The presence of the unknown shows no limits. From rural desert land to urban China, there have been a staggering amount of reports of unidentified flying objects in just the past 19 years. Now, these reports have variable reputation, ranging from hearsay to government-verified military footage. This channel aims to capture the essence of the unknown and provide a new outlook on what exactly is flying in the atmosphere above us. Modern-day technology allows faster connection between fellow humans, from sharing information continent to continent within seconds. Now, there is no limiting yourself from knowledge of the top news in other countries, and the same can be said for the controversial UFO and extraterrestrial sightings. Maybe it is due to the widespread integration of high-speed internet connection and global information sharing that we find ourselves mesmerized by the presence of ever so increasing reports of UFOs. In the 21st century alone, both the quality and the quantity of UFO incidents has increased dramatically, and it is with no doubt that this is a subject of great controversy, but a fascinating subject worth exploring. Through the past couple of years, you may have seen news reports, TV shows, YouTube videos, or blogs depicting the recent explosion in all of these UFO reports. And while it is easy to dismiss these reports as being fake, edited over, or simply just not possible, through the years, as our technology has advanced, as well as our presence on social media, these UFO sightings have been increasing on a rapid scale. Just earlier this week, the United States Navy admitted that radar footage of many different UFOs through the years is credible, and to this day, they still classify that footage as unidentified objects. So if the United States Navy, as well as other navies and other militaries around the world, have seen these objects in the sky and classify them as unidentified, and once they get them on radar, sometimes they can lock onto them and sometimes they can't, but for the rare times that they do lock onto these objects, the speeds at which these objects are moving have been reported to be supersonic, matching if not exceeding the speeds of some of the best military planes in the world right now. Now, if that is the case, then that would mean these unidentified objects could be more sophisticated and capable of a lot more than anything that we have produced on this planet thus far. In today's video, we are going to be looking at and analyzing a UFO sighting in 2014 in the month of November off of the coast of Chile, and this was spotted by the Chilean Navy in a helicopter during a routine coastal patrol over the ports of San Antonio and Quintero. Now, this UFO sighting is what you have been seeing on screen since the very start of the video, and these pilots reportedly followed this craft with tracking devices for 40 miles to try and radio signal with the craft. However, their attempts were all unsuccessful, so they reported it to their radar stations, who eventually lost sight of the UFO, claiming that it ultimately disappeared among the clouds. Now, it is also reported that the Civil Aeronautics General Directorate was not able to pick up any sort of identifiable signal on their radar, suggesting that this aircraft somehow had top-of-the-line secret cloaking technology. And with air traffic control also confirming that at this time of this UFO sighting there were no authorized flights in this zone, seeing as how every single flight has to be accounted for, that just adds to the mystery. But the mystery is far from being over. You see, with this UFO, there was something that made this stand out compared to so many different UFOs that I've seen through the years. And as shown on screen here, if you look very close towards the end of the UFO, it is worth noting that there were 2 times on video that this UFO emitted some sort of emissions, looking like a smoke or some sort of gas trail. Now, while some analysts suggest that this UFO was actually a medium-sized airplane, and that the trail it emitted could have been water or some other liquid dumped by the crew, weather officials said that the UFO was not at the proper altitude and the temperature was not in the proper range to cause that type of condensation. Now, the incident was reported by the Navy to the Chilean investigative branch called the CEFAA, also known as the Study of Anomalous Aerial Phenomenon. This Chilean government agency has expert scientists, engineers, video analysts, and aviation technicians, as well as probably so much more that we don't even know about. And during the time period of late 2014 to early 2017, this video was under intensive study. The purpose of agencies like the CEFAA is to serve the safety of the public by identifying possible threats to humanity. Now, whether the UFO is of extraterrestrial origin or simply military testing, if the aircraft is not made identifiable, it is subject to heavy investigation. Now, this extensive investigation had not been able to reach a verdict on what the hell was spotted by this Navy helicopter team. Their official conclusion was that the object would remain to them as an unidentified aerial phenomenon, also known as a UAP. And a quick side note, a few years ago on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, Hillary Clinton was interviewed, and when she was confronted about UFOs in Area 51 and releasing all of those files, Hillary Clinton did say that the term UFO is actually pretty irrelevant now. It is now considered 100% UAP. My thinking is this really is the same thing as a UFO, but perhaps they use this term to divert themselves from the stigma of UFOs. And when asked by Jimmy Kimmel if Hillary Clinton would declassify these UFO files, her response was pretty much absolutely, unless it was a threat to national security. Always a catch, isn't there? And when former President Barack Obama was asked about aliens, this was his response.
I can't reveal anything.
Ow.
Can't reveal anything. That's interesting. Very interesting answer. But to be fair, I do give credit to these former presidents and future presidents, towards their answers, because at the end of the day, we don't know what they know. If we do soon find out 100% admitted by the government and all that UFOs and aliens are real, have always been real, and have been covered up for many, many years now, I truly do wonder who is the person behind this secret. This has truly been one of the best kept secrets in history, and I am just so curious as to what agency is behind it from the start. Is it NASA? Is it the CIA? The Pentagon? Make sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Because if you yourself believe in this UFO and alien stigma, it is important to note that you are not alone. This is not a growing trend that will soon fade out. I believe this is here to stay, and we all are in for some really interesting times ahead. According to FlightRadar24.com tracking service, there could be thousands of flights happening at any one time, with the highest number topping at around 20,000 distinct flights at a time. This number is expected to rise as developing countries gain the necessary infrastructure to support flight, like airports and runways. So is it any wonder then why so many UFO sightings are being reported by pilots? I mean, there is some credibility to be had here. Commercial airline pilots, for example, spend a good chunk of their day in the sky, and these pilots have a direct line to air traffic control, who are the people responsible for directing the flow of all flights. It would be trivial for a pilot to confirm the identity of an object in the sky if they simply ring up air traffic control dispatch. But when an object in the sky doesn't have any flight signature, questions do arise as to what the object may be. Now, in 2018, there were many reports of such things taking place. Two commercial pilots off of the Irish coast confirmed that they saw a bright light on an early November night. Now, one pilot described it as a light moving along the left side of the plane before blowing off course to the north at a high rate of speed. By the pilot's estimates, the object was moving at approximately Mach 2, which is twice the speed of sound. There are several fighter jet aircraft in operation today that can fly at or even exceed Mach 2, but Shannon Airport Air Traffic Control confirmed that no military exercises were active at the time. Such a military exercise would be unlikely around this highly populated coast either way, but here is the actual audio from this sighting. Feel free to listen to right now.
Shannon 394.
Go ahead.
Is there any military traffic you got right now?
There's nothing showing on either primary or secondary.
Okay, it was moving so fast, in fact, you can no longer see it, but yes, thank you.
Alongside you.
Get to come up on our left-hand side and then rapidly veer to the north. Beautiful bright light, and then it just disappeared at a very high speed. We were just wondering. We didn't think it was a likely collision course, we were just wondering what that could have been.
Well, I'm certainly glad that it wasn't going to be a collision course, because had a bright light that was moving at that speed collided with any type of plane in the sky, I'm expecting there to be 0 survivors in that collision. So it is great that the pilot was so reassured there. Now we are going to continue to listen to this recording and actually hear the voice of different pilots that also confirmed the sighting of this UFO.
The Virgin 76 also saw that in our 11 o'clock position, 2 bright lights.
Say again?
Virgin 76. I saw 2 bright lights, 11 o'clock, seem to back over to the right and then climb away at speed, at least from our perspective.
Okay, we're passing that on there, thank you.
Meteor
or another object making some kind of re-entry. Appeared to be multiple objects following the same sort of trajectory. Very bright from where we were.
Okay, that's copied.
Glad it wasn't just me.
No, yeah, very interesting, that one.
Speedbird 94, Shannon.
94, go ahead.
Okay, just so you know that other aircraft in the air have also reported the same thing, so we're going to have a look and see.
The speed was astronomical. It's like Mach 2 or something.
Roger, okay, thank you.
So there you have it. Multiple credible pilots all pretty much saying the same thing. There was an object that was moving at a very high rate of speed, very much considered to be a bright light, was pretty much all they could make out of it because it was moving so fast. And not only those pilots, but the United States Navy has also confirmed that this famous UFO picture right here from the footage recorded by the F-18 pilots is in fact, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, an unidentified object to this day. The radar recordings taken back in 2014 show a large flying object just appearing to be hovering in the middle of the sky. Now, no known human technology could fly in the same characteristic manner that this 2014 object did, sustaining a high rate of speed for upwards of 12 hours without any evidence of refueling. As one of the Navy pilots described it, 12 hours is 11 hours longer than we would expect with conventional technology. The recent revelations from the Navy confirming that they have no idea what this object was, and all of the revelations through the years of the numerous objects that have been sighted by these pilots, with the FFA hardly being able to say that these sightings are weather balloons or burning space rocks given the evidence provided, I would truly say at this current point in time, these objects are anyone's best guess. So far, no government or non-profit agencies have been able to decipher this origin of the aircrafts recently spotted by this Navy footage. Now, this suggests that the presence is undoubtedly either top secret experimental technology that was not meant to be seen by the public eye, or is in fact extraterrestrial origin. Now, with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Our goal here with this channel is to upload a video at least once a week, and we'll be covering a wide variety of topics on this channel, from UFO sightings all the way to conspiracies and corruption. Until next time, thank you very much for watching.